What is up, guys? It's Tom here and welcome to the brand new latest transfer news update video, and I will cover a lot of different clubs in this video. First I will cover the latest Liverpool transfer news, but also other Premier League clubs, and there are huge topics to talk about regarding Daniel Sturridge, Alberto Moreno of Liverpool, and also Lacazette being close to moving to Arsenal, Sanchez potentially moving to Manchester City, and Kylian Mbappe. Will he go to Arsenal? Will he go to Liverpool? Will he go to Real Madrid? Where will he end up? So lots of things to talk about. Make sure to slap a like on the video if you enjoy these types of videos, and let's get right into it. So reportedly Liverpool boss Jurgen Klopp will block any move for Daniel Sturridge out of Anfield. The reason for that is that Jurgen Klopp thinks, according to newspapers, and I fully agree with this, that it would be more expensive for Liverpool to replace Daniel Sturridge than to keep him, because if we sell him we might get like 20-25 million for him. To replace him it would require us signing a 40 million or 50 million pound striker, and that's just not on. Sturridge is 27 and yes, he had another really bad injury plagued season, but when the season was almost done, Daniel Sturridge came back and he played like a completely different player. He played out of his skin. Against West Ham he was unplayable, and he's on his day he's a world-class striker. So I really love him, and I really hope that next season he can stay fit, and then he would be like signing a new 40 million pound player. And I think he will get opportunities. And they also hired an injury preventive specialist for Sturridge for the summer and for next season. So Daniel Sturridge, even though he has been linked to a lot of clubs, West Ham, Stoke City, you know, even Paris Saint-Germain and other clubs, you know, it looks like Klopp is blocking the move and he doesn't let Sturridge go. Do you think that that's a good move? That's the right thing to do? I would love to hear your opinions, so leave a comment. And also another very interesting news is that Stoke are interested in Mamadou Sakho. It looks like that Crystal Palace cannot afford to sign him. Liverpool want close to 30 million pounds for Sakho, and he is also on quite big wages, around 100k per week. But you know, Stoke City, it looks like they want to sign Sakho, and for a team like Stoke I think Sakho would be a great signing, and he would single-handedly, you know, keep Stoke up in the Premier League in my opinion, because with Sakho the Stoke's defense will be much better. And of course it's obvious that Jurgen Klopp and Liverpool don't want to keep Sakho, which it makes a little bit sad. It makes me a little bit sad, because Sakho was one of my favorite players when he was playing for Liverpool. But of course we don't know how much, you know, behind the scenes they have fallen out with Jurgen Klopp, and I respect Klopp's decision. And also there is uncertainty around Ryan Shawcross, so it will be a good move for Stoke. Finally, it looks like Alberto Moreno is in demand with many clubs, and the biggest one is Roma. It looks like that according to Football Italia, Roma are looking to buy Alberto Moreno from Liverpool. Of course Moreno is just not good enough to play for Liverpool at Liverpool's level, and it looks like that, you know, the 24-year-old could be bought by either Napoli or Roma. Napoli had already an 11 million pound bid rejected by Liverpool for Moreno. I think we should accept between like 13 and 15 million pounds. If somebody bids 13-40 million for Moreno, I would say that's a good business. I don't think he's worth a lot more than that. Moreno recreated 5 chances all season. He only made 20 clearances and also 2 interceptions. And I know that he doesn't play a lot of football, but still that's a very, you know, bad return. And he was signed for like 50 million from Sevilla in 2014, and all in all he has been a failure at Liverpool. There is no question about that. So I would love to see Moreno moving on to another club. So the Sunday Mirror is saying that there is massive interest in Sturridge, but the inflated transfer market is the reason why Liverpool cannot sell Sturridge. Maybe, you know, clubs who want to buy Sturridge for a set price like 20-25 million if Liverpool want to buy a striker, it would cost a fortune, 40 million, 50 million, who is as good a finisher as Sturridge. And we already have Firmino, we already have Origi, we have Danny Ings coming back, we have Dominic Solanke, the new signing. So apart from Sturridge, we have 4 players who can play as a number 9, as a striker at Liverpool. So I think with Sturridge we are more than alright. I would actually loan out Danny Ings just to give him playing time. Loan him out to somebody like I'm not sure, like Bournemouth maybe, somebody who would regularly play Danny Ings, and then he can come back as a rejuvenated player. Brighton and Hove Albion are desperate to sign Joe Gomez on loan. That's another transfer story, but no decision have been made by Liverpool. Jurgen Klopp is quite reluctant to send Joe Gomez out on loan because of course Liverpool always get injuries, and last season we almost had like an injury crisis in defense at one point. And he also wants to develop Joe Gomez. Jurgen Klopp is not a big fan of the loan system because he thinks that even if the player is not playing regularly for Liverpool, it's better for him to train with Liverpool, for Jurgen Klopp to implement his ideas into the player's head and train him behind the scenes, so he is better suited tactically and physically to playing for Liverpool. Which is, I think, a respectable decision by Jurgen Klopp and Liverpool. But Joe Gomez needs games. He's at the stage of his career where he needs to play as much as he can to learn and to develop as a player. So it's a delicate balance. What do you do if you are Jurgen Klopp? Let me know what would be your preferred choice. And now to move on to other clubs, and the biggest news in other transfer news apart from Liverpool is that Arsenal are close to agreeing a club record 50+ million pound deal for Alexander Lacazette, which a little bit upsets me because of course I would love to see Lacazette at Liverpool. But if we keep Sturridge, as I said, Liverpool would have 5 strikers, and Lacazette, I think he will score a lot of goals for Arsenal because he's exactly the type of player that Arsenal need. And actually in the Europe's top 5 leagues, Lacazette had the best chance conversion rate, about 38% or something like that. Let me check the exact statistics. So Arsenal could break the 42.5 million pound transfer record, which is Mesut Özil, of course, 4 years ago. Sources close to Lacazette are confident that the deal worth the more than 50 million pounds with add-ons will be concluded, even though the Lyon president Jean-Michel Aulas said that Lacazette isn't going anywhere. Of course, club presidents say that to please the fans, but you know, it's not like he will come out and say that we are definitely selling Lacazette. And the transfer is getting closer and closer, and it could be unveiled maybe next week. He has scored an incredible 37 goals in 45 games just last season, and in all of his 4 last years, in all of his last 4 seasons, he scored 20+ goals. He scored 28 goals, league goals last season, which is more than the combined tally of Giroud, Walcott, Danny Welbeck and Lucas Perez, which says a lot. Like 4 strikers or 4 forward players at Arsenal didn't score as many goals, and Lacazette alone, of course, in a much inferior Ligue 1, but of the French league, but still that's a very you know, respectable return. Also, Sky in Italy is reporting that Chelsea agreed a 33.4 million pound deal for Antonio Rudiger, who is a very good centre back. He's 24 years old. I'm not sure if he's the level of you know, Chelsea, because you know, I haven't seen him play a lot, but he was signed by Roma from Stuttgart for only 7.9 million just last summer. He was on loan at Roma for 1 season, and then they signed him permanently, and then he played another season. But 29 million up front plus 4.4 million in add-ons is a lot of money for a centre back. So we shall wait and see whether he is good enough. And this comes after the news that Nathan Ake, who is a Chelsea player, he was on loan at Bournemouth for the first half of the season. He was sold to Bournemouth for £20 million, which shows the today's transfer market. Nathan Ake is a very young centre-back. He's like still a developing player, and he costs 20 million for Bournemouth, which is just crazy. And also Kostas Manolas was about to move to Zenit St. Petersburg for 30 million, but that move fell through, and now Roma is selling their other centre-back. So Roma are making some questionable decisions in the transfer market. They are selling quite a lot of the team members, and I guess they will overhaul the squad a little bit. Claudio Bravo said that he would love to play with Alexis Sanchez next season at Manchester City. Which player wouldn't love to play with Alexis Sanchez, who is a world-class talent? And of course Claudio Bravo knows Sanchez more than anybody else, because he has been his teammate at the Chile international team, and they are preparing for the Confederations Cup final against Germany. So let me know, who do you think will win the final? That is going to be a very, very good game, I think. And will Sanchez really go to Man City? If he was to go to Man City, I think Arsenal fans will just lose it. They will just, it will be Arsenal fan TV and popcorn for days, because like, can you imagine Arsenal selling Sanchez to a Premier League rival? I mean, when they sold Van Persie, that was just hilarious, and also kind of mind-blowing to see Arsenal selling to a direct rival. And Alexis Sanchez, actually, he was asked about his future in the pre-Confederations Cup final press conference, and he said he knows where he will play next season. He knows whether he will leave Arsenal or stay, but he won't comment on that. He won't tell the fans until after the final, because he wants to concentrate on the final. So Arsenal and Sanchez, what will happen next? Sanchez already knows his decision. He will either stay and sign a new contract, I guess, or he will leave, and then Arsenal will be in big trouble, even if they sign Lacazette. Even with Sanchez they couldn't finish in the top 4, but without Sanchez I don't think they have a chance to finish in the top 4. The Premier League is so competitive, unless they sign an equally world-class player to replace Sanchez, or unless Lacazette gets like 35 goals next season, which in his first season in the Premier League, that would be a miracle. And another very interesting story, Kylian Mbappe has fueled transfer talk after removing AS Monaco from his Twitter bio, which is, you know, it was picked up by some newspapers, for example the Sunday Mirror. Will he go to Real Madrid, or will he go to the Premier League? I don't think that he will go to the Premier League, but if he goes to Real Madrid, how much will he play, honestly? And at this moment, if I were Mbappe, I would go to a club where he will play regularly, guaranteed. And the last transfer news is that West Ham is trying to sign Javier Hernandez Chicharito, because he would be, you know, only £13 million, because that's his release clause apparently. I would love to see him at Liverpool, I will be honest, because for £13 million you're not getting a striker who is better than Javier Hernandez. He's a really good finisher, he's not a world-class player, but it would be just worth it to see the fume of the Manchester United fans when Hernandez played in a Liverpool shirt. But I don't think he would sign for Liverpool. West Ham would be a good transfer for him, because I would love to see him in the Premier League. He's a really good character, I like him. So this is the last one of the transfer news that I'm doing today. I will be heading to one of the biggest lakes in Europe for today, just to have a chill day with my girlfriend. But I will be back tomorrow with many more videos. From tomorrow I will be back home for many days in a row. This week has been just crazy hectic with a lot of traveling for me, so I apologize for the lack of uploads, but from tomorrow you can expect a lot more videos. See you later guys. Goodbye.